Hey, I'm so glad to see you today for Daily Hope. Question about your life right now. Are you in a season, or have you ever been in a season, where just all the pieces are starting to come together? We often go through seasons where it's difficult, it's painful, things aren't coming together. But there are those seasons for people, for families, and for ministries and organizations where just all the pieces start to come together. For Connection Point, the church that I serve at, we send out Daily Hope. It's a ministry of Connection Point. We're in one of those seasons. It's not that there's not spiritual warfare or difficulty. It's not a lack of fatigue, or we got all sorts of human stuff. But God is just kind of blessing. He's working in our next generation. He's working as we add additional locations. The vision that He's given us to have multiple churches around central Indiana and to raise a generation that will outdo us in their faith for Christ. The vision for online tools like Daily Hope, God's just working through them. There is some wisdom here in the book of 2 Chronicles for you and for me when life is going well. And the wisdom is this: when life is going well because you've been seeking God, if you stop seeking Him, things can turn around really fast. In fact, the first half of 2 Chronicles is really the reign of Solomon. And though Solomon wasn't perfect like his father David, he was a man who sought God's heart consistently. And as a result, he experienced great blessing, and so did God's people. Solomon asks God for wisdom. Solomon builds the temple to make it all about God. Solomon dedicates the temple, and then God just pours out riches and blessing on His people. But at the end of chapter 9, Solomon passes away, and it is a really sharp contrast what happens immediately after. Listen to verse 31. When Solomon died, he was buried in the city of David. That's Bethlehem, where Jesus will be born. Not born, but come to earth. Named for his father, city of David. Then his son, Rehoboam, became the next king. We saw this, I think it was in 2 Samuel, that Rehoboam, it was one of those guys, and this can happen in our lifetime, very wealthy inheritor who didn't put in the hard work himself. His dad was godly and entrusted a great fortune to him. He's going to turn away from God. He's going to misuse the fortune. He's going to destroy the nation and the legacy. And he's one of about 20 different kings who then will just keeps getting a little bit worse, a little bit worse, a little bit worse, till the nation finally gets overrun by other nations. And I think our application today out of 2 Chronicles is this: let's seek God when we're in a time of blessing. Let's seek God with the same desperation, the same eagerness, the same zeal with which we sought God when we were going through trials and through difficulties. Let's be like Solomon and keep it all about God and not allow God's blessing or prosperity or health or comfort or anything else to cause us to become lukewarm or apathetic or turn away from God. Let's pray that our sons and daughters as well choose God over material wealth and serve Him all their days. I'll see you tomorrow for more Daily Hope.